Washington down the lane, got the roll.
Washington down the hatch, it's a three.
Washington goes in on Johnson, count it, 1-point game.
From Pickering to Pennsylvania, a bit of a transition. You played 5 seasons at Drexel University. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience in Philly and what it was like?
Great experience, great program for sure. I don't think I'd be the player or person I am without that program, without the people that are there, my coaching staff, my teammates, you know, just great things to say about it overall. My experience on the court, great improvements from freshman year till my 5th year. Of course, the numbers have gone up drastically.
Yeah.
And I don't think my younger self would have thought that I would make it this far or have accomplished this much, especially coming to college. Like, I didn't even think I'd be an 1,000-point scorer.
You said your numbers went up drastically. That is an understatement. Kia, I want to make sure I say this right. You finished your final season as the 3rd leading scorer in the country, 2,363 career points to become the all-time leading Canadian women's scorer in NCAA Division I history.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
When you realized and you looked at the list of Canadian talent that you're now at the top of, how overwhelming was that, or what was your emotions around it?
I don't really think in the moment, like, I didn't grasp it until I, you know, kind of came back home from school and I had a time to kind of de-stress and take it all in. But, you know, I think it's an incredible accomplishment. If you asked me if I could do that 5 years ago, I probably would have said no, but just looking at where I started and where I am now, like, it's pretty incredible.
Washington, the fadeaway on the baseline, unbelievable.
There was a Slam article that said the hands that were once the coldest to hold a basketball are now the hottest, which is just an epic line in its own.
Yeah.
So then I'm curious,
Yeah.
What was the Washington family driveway sessions like with those cold hands?
Yeah, they were intense. They were intense. You know, my dad had my brother and I out there, you know, doing a lot. We were running, we were working on ball handling with gloves on. He used to take a football and, like, beam it at us. It's like, you got to catch this ball, because if you don't, it's gonna bop you in the nose. And, like, after that, you're gonna catch the ball.
You're getting it.
Yeah. So I mean, they were intense. One-on-one games at 21. You know, just overall intensity. And I think that's where, you know, my work ethic started with, you know, my dad and my brother just getting it in every day. And then, of course, my mom being there to support and be my biggest fan. So, you know, those battles are definitely tough.
So your student-athlete life is complete after 5 seasons, very successfully. You transitioned to the next phase. That meant looking to the WNBA draft, which you weren't drafted, but the phone rang 15 minutes later. Can you describe your experience with the Minnesota Lynx and what it felt like to see what the pro game is like?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think the players are bigger, they're stronger, they're quick. But I think my overall experience, I went in there, I learned what they were doing pretty quickly. I was able to go out there, compete, do my best, and just experience life as a pro, which it's very nice.
Did you have a good sense after that experience what it is you need to do to solidify being at that level going forward?
I think just continuing to play and continuing to get stronger, continuing to pick up the intensity on the defensive end and just understanding, you know, what the pro level is like. You know, it's a lot faster, a lot more intense, and it's just going overseas and getting some more experience and then coming back and showcasing what I can do.
There are some bright, young Canadian stars on the horizon.
Talked a bit about seeing women in the WNBA and seeing it here in Canada, but what do you think this event, Global Jam in particular, helps to do to evolve the women's game within this country?
I mean, like I said, it gives young kids role models. It shows them that, you know, women can do great things as well, especially in Toronto where the game is growing amongst the younger generation. I think it just shows them, like, you can do whatever you're aspired to do.
And what does it mean to you every time you're rocking that crest? What does that mean to you when you put it on and you step out on the court?
Just representing something bigger than myself. You know, I'm representing an entire country and I'm part of the best of the best. So every time I put that uniform on, I want to show out for the country.